Do you guys remember a couple weeks ago, Reverend Kimberly was here? You know, that lady with the bright purple robe? Not like these boring black robes. And she brought with her this really neat thing. It was this tray with sand in it, right? And she had a little rake, and you could sort of make a design, and then you could shake it, and it'd all be smooth again. Well, you know, I thought of that when I read the Bible reading for today from Isaiah. God says something like, "Behold, I'm going to make a new earth and a new heavens, and the past won't be remembered anymore." And so think about when Mary and the disciples were following Jesus. They must have been so happy. Here was this guy who could heal people, and he said fabulous things, and they could sort of think that maybe he was the Messiah, the one that God said, "I'm making a new beginning in heaven and earth." But then, how awful that on Good Friday he was killed on the cross. They must have been really devastated, really sad. Think of what that'd be like after you'd had this wonderful time following a tremendous guy, and then, wow, like everything is gone. It's sort of like that tray of sand. What if somebody just made a terrible mess out of it, right? That's sort of what I think they might have felt. But then, on Easter morning, when Mary came to the tomb, and the stone was rolled away and Jesus wasn't there anymore, it's almost as if God took that tray of sand that was so messed up and shook it, and it's all new again. So we can start again with those kind of things. You know, there's sometimes when I sort of wished I could start again. When I was 5, I was so mad at my best friend that I threw a rock at him. That was so bad. And he I didn't hit him, thank goodness. But he went away, and he wouldn't even talk to me anymore. And I felt like, well, I'd really like to go back in time or something, or have everything be new again, but I couldn't. I wanted to shake that tray and make it all go away. But you know what I had to do? I had to actually help God make things new by going to my friend and saying, "I'm really sorry, I didn't mean to do this. Will you still be my best friend?" And that worked. The tray became shaken, and then everything was smooth. So I think God asks us to help in those times when God's making something a new creation and a new earth. Oh, there's been 2 really bad earthquakes this year, you know, in Haiti, and then one in Chile, where lots of people died and people lost their homes, and they're having to live in tents, and they don't have any food. And then a couple years ago, when Hurricane Katrina hit New Orleans and flooded out all those houses, and people who had lived there all their lives didn't have any place to live anymore. Well, we wish God would just sort of turn things around and say, well, let's go back in time, no earthquake, and let's live the way we used to live. But you know, I think that God says, well, you can contribute. You can make donations to One Great Hour of Sharing. You can make contributions to UNICEF, or like the team of people who have gone down to New Orleans for the past couple years, they're making a contribution. They're helping God make this new earth and new world by lending their arms and their strength. And so I think that God asks us to help shake the tray. That even though it's totally messed up, and you may think this is never going to come right, God says, you can be my helpers.